coming. I really like the movie. The movie's a lot of fun.
I love the movie. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's an amazing cast. It was cool that they got all of you guys together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very neat, and it's a good idea for a movie.
Yeah, everything, and it's very funny.
One thing I did not expect when I went to see the movie was that you guys were going to get naked in this movie.
You're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. You see 250 years of ass on a screen at one time. Somebody asked me whether
it's from behind, a shot of the
It's from behind, yeah, except Blair Brown comes around and looks at all of us from the front.
Right, right.
Except my character is the only one who doesn't put his hands over his,
right.
What did you call it, testicular?
You don't want to know what I call it.
Whatever.
I call it Little Conan, all right. But yeah, that shocked me. It was, that shocked me, the four of you guys really did that. You didn't use a stunt butt, is that the term?
No. They call it doubling it. Mine was already doubled, I think. Since Animal House, it's absolutely doubled.
That's right, I know. That's a famous scene in Animal House, too.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be. It was just a joke for John Lennon, of John Landis.
John Landis, the director, that you walk through and you're wearing a sweater.
I'm standing I'm getting a, Karen Allen's there, and I'm getting a book out of a thing or something. And I reach up and the sweater reveals my bare butt, but it was just, normally I had shorts on and I just did it as a joke for the Rushes, but he stuck it in the film.
And how did you feel about that?
I felt it looked a lot better than the one this last week in Space Cowboys.
Now, this is, your character in this movie is everyone, all four of you are former astronauts, but you are
No, we're not astronauts. Former pilots.
Former pilots, who are now going to become astronauts.
You're right, yeah.
And we find out what all of you have been doing in the 40 or 35 years since you last saw each other. Your character now designs roller coasters.
That's right.
And so in the film, there's a scene where you actually are testing a roller coaster, and it looked like you were really on it.
I was really on it. I mean, I was in it. I mean, I was strapped into it. It was the Viper at, what's it called, Magic Mountain?
Magic Mountain, yeah.
Yeah, the Viper. I had never been on a roller coaster in my life before. It's just the idea of it makes me nauseous. And, but Clint said, we do it. And I said, should I try it first? He said, no, don't bother with that. Just, we'll shoot the thing.
Right.
And the character that I play is very cool about it. I mean, those guys, those astronauts can experience G-forces, and they luxuriate in them. And I said that I should do something, so
to look kind of nonchalant.
To look cool, nonchalant. Yeah. So I said, I'll eat. We were just improvising quickly on the day. There was a banana over there. I said, I'll eat a banana. We come to the apex of the curve. I'll peel the banana there, and I'll eat it through the rest of the thing. You turn over upside down like that. He said, okay. So I did, and it was fine. No, your character plays it. You don't get sick. You don't get upset at all.
Right.
And he said, can you do it again? I said, yes, I'll do it again. We got another banana. I did it again. We did it 4 times. After I come by the camera on the end of the 4th take, the camera's there. As I passed by it here, so professional am I passed by it here. I projectile vomited banana for about 40 feet. And the point about it is you're harnessed in, and projectile vomiting goes straight out, but it has to end, so when it ends, it kind of slops down like this. And
or else it would go forward and you'd ride into it, wouldn't you?
The young lady who was handling the Viper, the disgust on her face, the dismay of what she had to clean up.
It's a good thing you chose a banana and not, I'll be eating a jumbo bowl of chili. Then have some flan to finish it off.
But it's a wonderful film. I was doing a play in London, and we flew over to Houston to see it with the astronauts, and then in Los Angeles. And it's a film you come out of just feeling really happy.
Also, when they have the footage of the space shuttle taking off, and you see it on a big screen, that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's an amazingly impressive machine.
And it did wonderfully last week. It came second, just behind Hollow Man. It made $18 million, and it had a great success, and the exit polls were wonderful for it.
You're getting very, you're really getting into it.
No, people came out of the movie saying we loved it.
Right. Now that's cool.
I'm here saying I loved it.
I want to talk about your early years, because you've had all this success, but when you were a young man, when you were a kid,
I had less success.
You had less success. It's
with
true
girls, with everything. Yeah.
We could relate. You were teased. They called you mean names when you were a kid?
They didn't call me Little Donald, but they. They did call me Dumbo and Goofus because I have these ears that are really large, and when my head was smaller, my ears were still the same size. So they were tough on me.
Dumbo and Goofus. Now, what would happen? Were your parents any help when you'd come home and say they called me these names?
No, I didn't ever say that. My mother only discovered it when she found urine in my hair. Yeah, because they used to stand up in trees and pee on me as I would walk by. It was. This sympathy is wonderful.
Wow.
Where were you when I was 8 years old?
That takes a lot of skill, I would think.
There were a lot.
Now,
There were a lot of them. It was like this, It was completely out of control.
I have had people come and tell me sad stories about the early years. I think that's the roughest one I've ever heard.
I think the roughest one was your imitation of that 65-year-old woman.
Oh, come on. I don't know if other people recognize you, but I reckon you do the voiceover for the Volvo commercials.
Yeah.
And you're used to hearing celebrities' voices telling you to fly the friendly skies. Your voice in those commercials is so soothing and so tranquil, you could be selling an old toilet and I would buy it. You're just like, you'll be talking about the seats and the stick shift and the safety, and it just pulls you in. And and those commercials are over, I'm weeping and I want to buy a Volvo.
Well, I hope you do.
Yeah.
Do you drive a Volvo?
I'd like a Volvo for free.
Wait a second. Don't give him one.
Don't give him one till I change the age.
I was at I drive Volvos. That's all I drive. And 5, 6 years ago, my driver we were on our way to a movie set, and we were stopped at the stoplight on Laurel Canyon, coming over Laurel Canyon, and just before you get to Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles, and a truck rear-ended us at about 55, 60 miles an hour, and drove us straight through a concrete telephone pole. The front end crushed, the rear end crushed. My driver, who'd had bypass surgery, the staples blew out of his sternum.
Right.
Such it was that, but we got out of there alive. And the fellow, the ambulance driver who stuck us in the ambulance to take it to the hospital, said that he'd seen an accident like that a couple of years ago and gone out that day and bought his wife a Volvo.
Right.
And that's why I do those commercials.
Well, that's cool that you do them for that reason, because I think there are a lot of celebrities that would say, "Oh yeah, drive the new, whatever."
They pay me as well, but it's I'm intensely proud. I'm proud of the product.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do something for old toilet bowls, even if you were going to buy one.
Well, think about it, because there's some really good old toilet bowls out there. Space Cowboys, which is a lot of fun, is in theaters now, and it was really. Thanks you so much for coming by. Very cool to have you on the show. Donald Sutherland, everybody. Todd Barry coming up.